Last video we learned how to do the loop stitch. This funky, furry, awesome stitch that just looks amazing on stuffed animals. And now I'm going to show you a little trick with it to make it into a big, fluffy fur. Now you're going to think I'm crazy, but we're going to go back and we're going to cut all of these loops. I know, sounds terrifying. So I like to go one row at a time. You just pull them up as straight as you can get them, so that you cut them as close to in half as possible, like this. And you're just gonna go cut through all those loops. Alright, now we're all snipped. Now it's crazy to me that this holds together, but it does. These will not pull out now. If you've done your loop stitches correctly, they will not pull out. Now comes the fun fluffing part. You can leave your fur just like this and just kind of brush it out with your fingers. It makes a nice furry look. Or you can make it extra super mega fluffy with a hairbrush. Now this is my designated fluffing brush. All this lint is not out of my head, it's out of other pieces of yarn. And this is a real stiff hairbrush. I'm sure you can hear it. And I just bought one at the dollar store. And you're literally just going to hang on tight to your work and just start brushing. And this is fun because you can kind of like brush halfway, like there's a nice little like curly look. That's kind of neat. Brush it a little bit halfway, that just gets the strands broken apart, and then it looks kind of crimped. That's kind of fun, straight out of the 80s. Or you can just brush to beat heck, and it starts to really fluff up. Now we're going to go back the other way so we can get the bottom of those strands. Just kind of brush it in every direction. Brush it all over the place. And you can see we've brushed the crinkle right out, and it's just a big giant ball of fluff. So I'm going to keep brushing until this gets nice and fluffy. Alright, and just like regular hair, when you're all done, you need to brush it the direction you want it to go, and kind of style it. So in this case, we want it to look a little bit like fur, so I want it to lay nice and flat. And there you have it. There's your fur. It's soft and nice. And a really great addition to lots of stuffed animals. The Groovy Llama has brushed out fur, as well as the new Scrappy Sloth, who has brushed out loop fur. And don't be scared if your brush looks like this. So at the end, there is going to be a lot of lint, and that's okay. Acrylic yarn is a great deal of fiber, so I promise there is enough left in here to make nice soft fur, even when you end up with a ball of lint here and there. I would highly recommend, if you're going to use this technique and brush out your yarn, that you use 100% acrylic yarn. Wool breaks apart a little bit easier and is harder to get to fray, and cotton sometimes just doesn't fray at all, and it will just kind of stretch and pull. So acrylic yarn is the best bet for this method of brush and fluff of your loop stitches. And I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you come back for the next tutorial, and I would love to see any of your loop stitch creatures, whether you fluffed them, cut the loops, or left them loopy, and I will see you in the next tutorial.